Welcome to part 2 of Competency 4 quiz. In this video, we will continue to work with arithmetic and geometric sequences. Number 5. In a certain geometric sequence, the fifth term is 3,232 and the eighth term is 50.5. What are the possible values of the common ratio? Okay, in this situation, we're just going to have to use our equations and set them up as a ratio. So what we need to do is focus on the larger term. It would be the larger situation over the smaller. So that's kind of like when we have to find the common ratio, we have you have to divide by the prior term. Well, in this case, we're going to divide by the lesser. Okay, and the lesser is 5. Okay, so we're saying the 8th over the 5th, whatever that's going to be for us. So let's do this. And that's the full equation, the full situation that we're looking at, each of these full situations. Okay, so you put 50.5, and then that is going to be over the total. I'm doing total over total first, okay? Oops, it'll be 32 over 32. And we know that that is going to be equal to, okay, a sub 1 times the r, and it's n minus 1. Okay, but we know what n is. What is n? N is 5. I'm sorry, but on the first, we're doing 8 first. Excuse me. It's 8. And 8 minus 1 is 7. So really, we need a 7 there because we know what it is. That's a 7. Okay, get rid of that. All right. So now on the next one, that's the 5th. Now we're on the 5th. So that would be a sub 1 times the r, but it's 5 minus 1 is 4. Now you may look at that and say, I don't see it. But you do. What is the value of anything over anything? Any number over itself is equal to 1. That becomes an understood one. It's gone. It goes away. So cancellation law applies. The next law that we can apply is exponentials. So this implies that we can have r 7 minus 4, and that will equal r to the 3rd. Okay, so let's do this. On the right-hand side, we have r to the 3rd. Over here on the left-hand side, let's divide that and see what happens, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put it in a fraction form like you see it. So 50.5, arrow down, 32, 32. Let's push enter. That's suspiciously familiar. So let's change that to a fraction. So let's say math, and we want what is highlighted right there, number 1. So push enter. You're going to have to enter again. And yes, it's 1 over 64. Okay. Now what do we do? Well, you put both sides under the cube root. Okay. Here, let me write this a little better. I can just scoot over the equal just a tinge. There we go. Okay, and I'll put the 3 there. Right, so we put it under the cube root. So what happens? What happens is that cancels and we have an r, okay? On the other side, let's put that in the calculator, okay? So you need to push alpha window and we need number 6, okay? Put the 3 there and I'm going to put it in fraction form, so alpha y equals number 1. So we have 1, arrow down, 64. Now we can push enter. We're done. 1/4. So the value that we need is 1/4. And I know it has to be positive because the rules of cubing say that whatever well, the sign is of the item under the radical, the cube root. What? Oh, sorry, didn't mean for that to happen. I wanted to highlight. Okay. Whatever's under here, if it's positive, it comes out positive. If it's negative, it comes out negative. You can test that on your calculator. Okay, so this tells me that A is our only option. Okay, let's look at number 7. All right, number 7 says, what is the sum of the first 20th terms of the sequence 21, 26.5, 32, 37.5? Okay, I already know that the common difference is 5.5. Now, you need to do this on your own, probably, take a minute, stop, and divide, try to divide, but I'm telling you, it's a difference. So subtract each of these. Okay, so 26.5 minus 21. And if you look at it and eyeball it, it is 5.5. Okay, all right. So what we need to do is use the list method. That's going to be the best thing here. So let's go stat and enter because we want to edit. And let's see, I already have the numbers in there 21, 26, 32, 37. Double check. So they're good. All right, so let's go. Second mode, go to stat, arrow over to calc. Because we have a common difference, we know that we use number 4. Okay, number 4. Okay, L1 and L2 have been populated. Now we want to store it. So you go down to where it says store and push alpha trace. We want number 1, store it in Y1. And when you see an equation, you know you're done and you're good to go. So because we want sum, you push alpha window and we want number 2 summation. So push number 2. Now, what are we doing here? We have X. It needs to go from, we're going all the way from 1 to 20. So put in 1, go up to 20, arrow over. Now we just need to put in our y sub 1 formula. So what do? We say alpha trace, grab it again, and now push enter. And that's our value. Okay. All right. So now let's go to number 8. The first term of an infinite geometric sequence is 21. So they're telling us infinite. Okay. And that's just our a sub 1. Okay. If the sum of all the terms is 30, what is the value of the common ratio? Okay, we know that that equation is, yes, and this, you're going to have to know this equation. There's no way to get around some of these things, but we know that it's this, a sub 1 with 1 minus r. Okay, so we know a of n. We know our total. It's 30. And we know that that's going to equal, the first term is 21, over 1 minus r, I don't know. Okay, we're going to use numeric solver, right? And because we're going to use numeric solver, we need to use x. So put in an x. There's just a tiny glitch with numeric solver. I'm going to put parentheses around this, and let me tell you what's going on. It doesn't like this x being on the bottom, okay? So we will have to divide that. I'm sorry, not divide. We need to get rid of that division. For some reason, the calculator doesn't like that x being in the denominator, so all we have to do is get rid of it. So we multiply both sides by 1 minus x and 1 minus that x. So by cancellation, these go away. And this is what we can put in numeric solver and get away with it. Okay, let's give it a go and see what happens. First, check and make sure that you're in function mode. Yes, we never went out of it. All right, great. So math, arrow up, and numeric solver is what we want. So push enter, clear it out, and we want in parentheses 1 minus x, close parentheses, 30. Then we enter, we go down, clear everything out, and we just type in our 21. Okay, all right, now let's Remember, we want okay. So we're saying, okay, everything's written right. Now we have to push graph again to solve. Okay. So push it again, and there is our value. Oh, well, either way, there it is. That's correct. All right. Let's go to number 9. Okay. This is actually number 8. The previous 2 questions were numbered incorrectly. Somehow number 6 got skipped. So they should have been 6 and 7, and this is 8. Okay. What is the sum of the first 16 terms of the sequence 5 over 3, 10, 60, and 360? Well, this is a ratio, and it equals 6. Okay, so if you divide those out, you're going to get R equals 6. So what we need to do is use a list. List method is best. So let's push stat enter. Now let's clear out what we have in there. Okay. So now we're going to have to use alpha y equals number 1, and that's 5. Arrow down, don't push enter. Once you have everything typed in, then you can push enter. Okay, now we have 10 enter, 60 enter, and 360. Okay. All right. Now what we need to do is back out, stat, arrow over. So you see calc. And because this is a ratio, we have to put it in 0. Well, if you didn't watch the other video with me, arrow up, and you see how that's number 0. So we can just type 0, and we populate our L1 and L2. Go to where it says store, and you need to push alpha trace. We want number 1, enter until we see some kind of a equation. This is telling us now we have an equation and it is entered. Okay. So now that we have that, we want a sum from 1 to 16. So push alpha window, and we want number 2. Okay. So we have X. We're to start at 1, go up, arrow up, and then put in your 16. Then you arrow to the right, and we need alpha trace number 1. Okay, push enter. Okay, now that is exactly what we need. Now, if you didn't watch with me before, the E to the 11 is 10 to the 11th. Okay, and all of them are 10 to the 11th, so that checks. And we want 9.4. So option A is what we want. Okay, number 9. Given a sequence in which a sub 1 equals 8 and a sub n equals 1.8, a sub n minus 1 minus 3 for n greater than 1, what is the value of the third term? Okay, we are going to need to put this in sequence mode. When we put this in sequence mode, we can actually enter that expression, and this n of minus 1, an minus 1, I'm sorry. Okay, couldn't say it for a second. Anyway, we will put that in the calculator as n minus 1. Okay, all right, so let's do this. Let's go mode, arrow down to where you see fraction, and just arrow to the left. Now we have highlighted SEQ for sequence. Push enter. Now back out. That's what we want. Y equals, and I'm going to go over and clear everything out. And we need 1.8. Now, how do we get this form? We'll just push alpha, trace, and there it is. Number 1 is what we want, so we have that done. And then minus 3. And we can arrow down, and it said our first term is 8. Put that 8 in. Now, they're asking what is the third term. So go second window, make sure, see how that's at 52. It's set at a very high number. So we just want to type in our 3, push enter, second graph, and there's our value. Option D. Okay. This is the last question in this second video of quizzes. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching and putting up with my little numbering snafu. I really appreciate everything that you have done as far as sharing our videos, liking our videos, and kudos to all of you that have subscribed. Happy testing, everybody.